Hello, Flattenouts, and welcome on our live session. Today we are having a very special guest, Jarek Sułek. How are you doing, Jarek, today?
I'm doing great, Oscar. Hello, guys.
Great to have you here. Let me first ask anyone if you let us know in the comment section where you're coming from, on what platform you are watching us, if you can hear us well, if you can watch us well. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe to our channel. Okay, I think we can start, Jarek. Um, I'm gonna give it the voice to you. If you could introduce yourself to our audience, it will be great.
Of course, my pleasure, Oscar. My name is Jarek, as you said. I'm joining you from Remax. I'm part of Remax, which is a real estate brokerage that is a global brokerage based out of US. I'm running an agency in Krakow, and yeah, I'm so excited to be here with you guys.
Awesome. So, for those of you guys who don't know, because we already make an announcement about Jarek before on our Twitter and Discord, Jarek has over 40 years experience in the real estate market. He's an investor in Spain, right? So today he's gonna walk us through some conditions in the market in Spain. We're gonna talk about if it's worth it or not to invest in Spain. And so let's start with the first question, shall we?
Of course.
Okay, so if you could tell us why customers are looking for properties in Spain.
Well, that's actually a very good question. Yeah, we're running multiple different transaction across many countries, obviously mainly in Poland, but also in some other countries, and especially since the Ukrainian war has started in February, we're seeing a lot of increase in the interest around Spain, around Portugal, around Italy. So there is a lot of Polish citizens willing to locate their fundings in that area. They're looking to do it pretty much for the safety reasons on one end, and also for the reason of simply securing their capital. Yeah, that's what we're seeing.
Okay, that's very interesting. So you're saying it's caused because of the war now?
Yeah, well, that was the moment when the significant increase has started. So there was a lot of investment, obviously, that was taking place in Poland, and since February, people became interested in more in warmer countries, so to speak, right? And Spain, I think we're seeing the biggest increase among all of those other countries. The majority of people that are looking to go there, they're looking to go there even with their whole families, even with multi generations, which is pretty interesting.
Okay. And what is the current market condition in Spain? What is the current market like in Spain now?
Well, that's an interesting market, right? So obviously, if you compare to the time like it was in 2008 when the crisis has hit all of us, right? The market in Spain is still a lot cheaper than it was in 2008. So we're considering something between 30 to even 40% cheaper than it was. While if you look at Poland, we're already much higher than the crisis. So if you look at the buffer between the prices in Spain and what is happening in Poland, it's almost like 40 to 50% compared to the peak that used to happen in 2008, right? So we are seeing a lot of potential from that angle when it comes to prices.
Okay, you mentioned that investors from Poland are interested in that. Do you also deal with like international clients who are trying to invest in Spain?
That's a very good question. Actually, when we analyzed the situation across, let's say, at least Europe, right, and a little bit of Americas as well, it's not only about Polish citizens. It's also a lot of German people, um, citizens of UK as well, Holland, Slovakia, for example, as well is quite interested in Spain. But the winner is still South America, right? So
Is it?
the biggest amount of transactions happens from over there. But yeah, the picture is quite simple. There is really a lot of buyers competition if you look at it.
Okay, I'm not the expert, but I guess it's because of the language, right? Is it the main cause why people from South America are buying there?
Well, I think it's the language, it's the proximity of cultures, right? So
Mhm.
that's obviously the case. Yeah.
Okay. And in terms of like properties, what type of properties are worth buying in Spain?
Well, the market is very rich, right? I mean, depending on what you're looking for and what is your goal, right? As we said, some people are buying because of safety reasons, some people are buying because of safety reasons of their capital, right? So they simply want to secure it. Uh, at the moment, I'm seeing at least three segments. So one of them is obviously the cheapest segment that you can buy, which is like up to 100,000 euros. So this is the regular studio small flats that are usually located by the seaside. Quite a lot of people are looking to buy it in order to be able to rent it over there in Spain, yeah, and they're looking for companies that are able to manage their short-term rents over there, and thinking to spend maybe one or two times a year short vacations there as well. Second group is somewhere between 100 to 250,000. This is giving a lot more opportunities, but these are also usually apartments that are maybe a little bit bigger, sometimes in like closed complexes with some swimming pools and this kind of things. And the third one obviously is the same, but the higher standard with penthouses plus houses, standalone houses. Yeah, which I think for the moment is the least interest because predominantly of the price,
Mm.
and also that majority of them are not new. They're coming from the aftermarket, and people are probably a little bit reluctant just to go straight to this.
Just out of the topic, but what is the like interest in the commercial real estate in Spain? Is it a big market or?
Oh, that's another interesting question. And when it comes to the recent periods, I have not seen the difference. To be frank, I mean, Polish customers are not showing increased interest in that segment, I would say. So we are predominantly looking into regular private real estate for now.
Okay. And in terms of like the locations in Spain, I've got few in mind, but I guess most of the audience are
Mm.
already thinking about few. So what are the best location to consider in Spain in terms of investment?
Yeah, I mean, if you ask investment wise, right? I think the interesting region is all over Alicante region and the surroundings. We're seeing there is the biggest amount of budgetary offers over there, and I think also the biggest amount of tourists. So if you're thinking to use it for the rental purposes, this is where it's easier to get the best ROI. In the same time, we've experienced quite a few customers that have been looking into areas on the south, which is Costa del Sol, yeah, so the Andalusia region, where they simply want to have a little bit of more peace and quiet, and they don't want to necessarily experience their, let's say, if they're coming out from Poland, they're not looking for Polish citizens over there. They're looking for more Spanish and for more kind of local culture. So this is
Mm.
where they can get it. In the same time, this is the region where actually the prices are quite higher if you compare to Alicante, for example.
Okay. Um, Before the live, we are talking about a very interesting transaction you had with one of your clients. Can you tell me a little bit more? Can you tell our audience a little bit more about this transaction because it was super interesting?
Sure, that was actually quite exciting. Yeah, I mean, we started a discussion with one of our customers. Actually, I think around a week after the war in Ukraine has started, so it's been like what 2 months or so. We've been looking through, the full funnel of different properties, different regions in Spain. We were even considering Italy as well. That was a short period when we thought about Italy, but we quickly moved to Spain. And after a while, after looking into multiple different properties from the aftermarket, from the primary market, we ultimately decided to go into primary. Luckily, we had still quite a few offers that were available within the short period of time on the primary market, because generally in Spain nowadays, at least, it's very difficult to find something that you can immediately move into. So majority of those offerings, you need to wait until they're finished for at least a year or even longer. So we were lucky enough to close I think it was during this weekend even, the last transaction. And so the apartment is actually a penthouse, very beautiful penthouse for around 500,000 euro, with 4 swimming pools, with a gym, with a private garden, with a great view to the sea. And yeah,
Sounds like a
we're really
dream.
hoping the customer is going to be happy.
Sounds like a dream, to be fair. Okay, so as you know, our community and our community members will be looking to most likely, when they looking to invest in Spain or some other country, it's gonna be most likely investment. Um, they buy property to lend, so it's like Airbnb. They want to make as much money as possible out of this. So um, how to buy, and if they can buy an apartment in Spain to rent it, and if they are not based in the Spain now, and if they can make some kind of deal like Airbnb, for example, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, from the perspective of renting the properties, I think that market in Spain is not, it's still not very, I would say, wide. Like if you compare it to Poland, right? There are not so many companies that are managing rentals over there. So by the way, I think it's a nice niche
Mhm.
to fill in. Still, we as Remax, we're trying for our customers to arrange this type of management, depending which piece of Spain it is, with different companies. So it kind of is coming together with a service. And obviously there are regions where it's easier to do. There are regions where it's still very unique. So probably as we move on, this is going to become more and more popular.
Okay, so it's still niche, but it's getting more and more awareness, yeah, among other investors. Okay, if we're talking about our community and our partnership, if you could tell our audience now what kind of benefits our community will have out of our partnership.
Obviously, with pleasure. I mean, first of all, there's really a lot of offers that are out there, right? That's first of all. And I think when I recently looked into the portfolio, we've been having in Spain alone over 2,000 offers that are live. So there is really a lot of choices, depending on the budget of our customers. But definitely one thing that we are ready to consider is availability of those offers. First of all, in that community, before they go to the market, we always have some off-market offering. So this is the period where we can definitely share that across here before anyone else is going to see it globally, pretty much.
That sounds super, like a super advantage for us, for our community, because they're gonna have access to those investment opportunities before wider audience. It's a great advantage for us. Um, Glad to having you here today. If we have some more questions from our community members, from our Discord, we will contact you, because yeah, that was a great conversation, by the way. After that, we're gonna later let you know about the feedback from the audience, and maybe some potential customers will reach out to you. Okay, I wanna remind everyone, guys, that our mint is coming within not even 2 weeks, because it's gonna be 31st of May, which is Tuesday, and our mint will have place at 4 p.m. Central European time. So stay tuned and remember to watch out for all the announcements. Once again, Jarek, thank you for your time. Glad to have you here. And yeah,
My
thank you,
pleasure,
guys.
Oscar. Thank you so much. Cheers to you guys.
Take care. Bye.